Hi and welcome to WEH Videos. My name is Skip and I'm going to try something new. I want to do some bush pilot flying, and I watched this series on YouTube, Worst Place to Be a Pilot, and they have a lot of flights that they are showing for Suki Air, and they fly out of Timka Moses Airport right here in Indonesia, and I thought it would be kind of fun to recreate some of those flights. And basically what I'm doing here is I'm recreating some of the flights from Suki Air, and I suggest you go to YouTube and watch Worst Place to Be a Pilot, and you will find a documentary on Suki Air, and you will see some of these airports or some of these very remote places these pilots fly to. So bush pilots, and that's kind of what this thing is. And so what I have done is I have taken this map here from Suki Air, and it looks like these are the routes that they take. And from this map I took a picture and then I added the names and their codes here. WABP is for Timka Moses, and I have the elevation, and I did that for all these airports in this particular region of New Guinea where Suki flies from. So looks to me like their home airport here is at Timka Moses. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't really know. So our flights will be from here to these remote airports or airstrips, or basically just places where an airplane can find its way to the ground and of course land safely. So most of these places here in X-Plane are just strips, and most of them are totally unusable. I had to take a lot of these places and open them up in World Editor so they're possible to land at. And on most of the airports I've thrown some buildings in or some other landmarks so they're easy to see. And I started that with the Timka Moses Airport. The strip was there, but there are no buildings. So let me show you what I did there. So here's an overhead view of Timka Moses, and you'll notice that I've had some information here. So what I'm going to provide when I put all this up is a picture of the landing strip of the airport, and I'm going to have the information up here. So WABP, Timka Moses, gives the runways and the elevations. So right here I've added some buildings, and that's about all I've done. I made it just a little bit more friendly. Notice here it says Skips Air. This little building here is a building that I put there, and that's where we are going to fly from. I've decided that I'm going to create my own little airlines here called Skips Air, and it's going to be home-based in Timka Moses. Let me show you. All right, so here we are at Timka Moses, and here's my little silly little building, Skips Air, and we will be flying from here. Now, the thing you need to know for these flights is you need the right airplane. And this is the Cessna 208B, and it's probably the biggest airplane to fly at these places. And some places I think it's just not going to work. You need a different airplane. So there's a couple of airplanes that I highly recommend that you get to make these flights, because you're not going to be able to land on some of these strips, and I'm going to show you that shortly. So I recommend the Sherpa. This is the coolest little airplane. I really enjoy flying this thing. It's a lot of fun, and it can land on a very short runway. It's a bush plane, and it's really cool, and it's available at the .org store there for X-Plane. And the other one is the Porter. Now this is brand new to X-Plane. It just came out this year, and this is the one that Suki Air uses a lot. And I wanted to do this. Years ago I tried to do this and I couldn't find the Porter, and that's why I ended up with the Sherpa. But this is one of the coolest airplanes I've ever purchased. It's a fun thing to fly, and it can land along with the Sherpa on these very short strips. And finally, here is my latest addition. I just got this year, just a month or so ago, during the Black Friday sale. It's the Kodiak 100 series, and this again is available at xplane.org. Great little airplane. I don't have any time in it at all yet. It does have the Garmin G1000, which could be interesting. So for you folks who don't want to mess with a tail dragger, this would be a good option, and it'll land on a pretty short runway also. So there you go with my airplane recommendations. Oh, there's one more thing I want to mention about these airplanes. The Sherpa here and the Porter are tail draggers. If you haven't flown a tail dragger and you don't know how to do this, these can be a little difficult to fly, especially if you don't have rudder pedals. I wouldn't bother getting either one of these airplanes if you don't have some decent form of using the rudders. Either the paddle on that yoke that I mentioned, the Eclipse yoke by CH Products, would probably be okay, but these things are hard to take off and land in. You'll find yourself spinning all over the place, and it'll be hard to control without a really good way to operate the rudder pedals or the rudders. Just a heads up. So let's go back to the map. And WXZ8, that's going to be our first flight that I'm going to demonstrate here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name, TSINGA. But if we take a look at the overhead view of that, you will see that it's on the side of a cliff with a very short landing strip. This end of the runway is right on the edge of the cliff, and it ends right up against this mountain. I give you the locations up here. So this is just one of the difficult landings, and I will explain that in the video. It's hard to explain this without seeing this, so you're just going to have to wait and see how this works out. So what I will provide is a route that I took to get to a WXZ8. The darker the color, the higher the altitude. And so I've shown you the route here, and I have put altitudes along this line where it's important for you to know. So if you decide you want to do this, first of all, you're going to have to download my airports. Otherwise, it's not going to work. The airports are sometimes straight on the side of the hill. Also, getting to them, while it looks pretty simple on this map, there's a lot of mountain ranges and things you have to go through to get to these airports, and it took me a while to find these routes. And you can probably have some fun trying to figure out how to get to these yourself, but at least this will get you there the first time without too much trouble. What I will provide for you guys is the airports, and I will provide the map here. And to give you an idea, here's another map to another location, WZ20, and I've put in the altitudes. And you can see the color, it hasn't changed much, but there's 1,500 feet of difference in the elevations here. So getting to these places takes a while to figure out. Another thing, when you're flying over these mountain ranges, some of them are really high that you have to go over 14,000 feet. And when you get that high, you're going to need oxygen. And so what you need to do is program a key on your keyboard to turn the oxygen on. Otherwise, your screen is going to go black because you have blacked out. It took me a while to figure out what was going on. But obviously, when you get that high, you need oxygen. So again, what I'm going to provide for you to download, there'll be a link below, is my airports that you will have to take and put into your custom scenery folder in X-Plane. Along with the airport, there'll be this route map and then the overhead view of the airport itself, so you can see what you will be flying into. And I need to emphasize this. These are airports that I created. They have nothing to do with reality other than it'll make them easier to spot. I've left the terrain as flat as possible. Only in a couple of places I've had to flatten the airports in World Editor for obvious reasons. So you're going to get the airport, the route map, And here's another example of the route map that I will provide for each one of these flights. And the other thing you need to know is about my scenery and the things that I've used. And let me just go over that just a bit. So here's another airport that we will be flying to. Well, not really an airport, a landing strip. And I believe I've moved this strip again to fit into the valley here just a little bit to follow the image. And that's what I want to talk about. You see, these are buildings here. This is because I use ortho for X-plane, which is photoreal scenery. So in X-plane, you're not going to see what I have. You're going to see what X-plane has, and it will not have these buildings. It'll be what X-plane normally has, just green patches of ground like we have around here. The other thing I want to mention is that you see all these trees. I have an add-on for more trees, and I'll put a link in the description below where you can get these add-ons. I really like having all these extra trees here, especially for flying in Indonesia. So you're not going to see exactly what you see on my computer because I have added several different add-ons. So I've added the trees and the ortho for X-plane. And I highly recommend ortho for X-plane. It's really not that difficult to install. It takes a while to download for sure, but it's well worth the effort. So you're not going to see on your computer what I have, but those things are available. And if you have any questions about that, leave a comment and I will try and help you best I can. I may do a video on these add-ons just to make it easier for you guys to figure out if you want to go that route or not. All right, I think next I'm just going to demonstrate a little flight into one of my favorite places, WXZ8. And I'm not going to do the whole flight. I'm just going to give you the landing portion of it so you can see the challenges. I'm going to go over this little mountain range here and land. It should be about a 3 to 5 minute flight, I'm not sure, but to give you a little feel for this. WXZ8 coming up next. All right, so give you just a quick idea of what this looks like. Here's my favorite little air strip. As you can see, it's right on the side of a mountain. It's very short and it slopes up. This is going to give you a different look when you're landing, so you need to be alert because when it slopes up like this, you're going to think you're too high, but you're not. If it's sloped down, you're going to think you're too low, but this is going to give a little bit of an illusion, so you need to pay attention to that. So what we need to do is watch our altitude. This little strip here is at 6,850 feet. So we just want to make sure we're just a couple hundred feet above that as we come in our approach. Now here's the map. We left Timka Moses and we came out here. Now this is an airport that I just created just for the fun of it. It doesn't exist in the real world. I just put it there so I could fly out of here. And here is WXZ8. Now what I like to do with the map is take it and put it down here like so. When I'm flying to a new place, and I can always have a reference to where I am to the airstrip. And so I'll start out like this, but then as I get closer, I'll zoom in and bring this down. And that's a nice little reference until I get familiar with it. So what I know I need to do here is get down to around 7,100 feet after I clear this mountain that's at 7,400 feet, and then line up for my landing. So hopefully I can get this right. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to unpause, turn the map off, and let's just get back over here. I got my flaps set. Okay. I'm going to go full flaps here. Hopefully I can do this once and that'll be enough. So watching the airspeed, I want to be 60, 70 knots coming in here. And I'm too high. I need to get down a little quicker here. Now when you're making corrections like this left and right, It's good to use the rudder sometimes so you stay level, your wings are level, and you're not bouncing all over the place like this. These are minor corrections. So speed is very important here. If you're coming in too fast, you're just going to slam into that mountain at the end of the runway. That's all there is to it. So I'm a little high here, so I'm probably going to have a tough time getting this poor guy on the ground, but we'll see. All right, I'm looking pretty good. Now this is a tail dragger. I'm not really good at landing these things. Sometimes they can really go crazy on you, so let's just see what happens here. All right. Now I got to pull back. Oh, look at that. I managed. So, as you can see, I made it. Pretty cool. Let me just pause this right here. So that's how you land at WXZ8. You may have noticed this little box that popped up. This is a cool little app that I got. It just shows you how well you land. This says it was a hard landing. I hit pretty hard. It'll be hard, acceptable, good, and excellent. And then it has rest in peace. So that's just kind of a fun little app. All right, if you like this, then you're going to have to download my airports, which there will be a link below that you can click on to download the airports. Included with that download will be the route maps that I showed you earlier and overhead views, so you can kind of see where you're going with the airports that I made. You can also create your own airports if you want, or do your own design there if you're not happy with what I did there. I will also have links to the add-ons for the trees that I have and ortho for X-plane. I may do a video on those later on, and I highly recommend at least ortho for X-plane and the trees if you're going to be flying these flights in Indonesia. It helps a little bit. Not important, but it makes it a little bit nicer. So there you have it. I'm going to give you some more challenging airports to play with. And I really, really would like some feedback on this. If you don't like doing this, if this is just not very popular, then I don't think I'll continue with too many of these. But I've been having a lot of fun with this, and I hope you will too. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please click the like button. And if you would like to leave a comment, and I highly recommend leaving comments if you like this, because depending on the comments I get will determine if I do another flight or not. So thanks again for watching, and God bless.